welcome to this special feature here on Community Channel 6. We'll be featuring the work of Craig Bain Joseph. He's one of Grenada's young, talented artists, and we're at his tattoo flat on Jubilee Street in St. Andrew. Craig, welcome, and your work stands out. Tell us how it all started, because I know in the past I saw paintings in a business space in St. George's, and when I inquired, they said those were the paintings of Craig Bain Joseph. So I was wondering why someone with that talent just has it all hidden inside. So tell us how it all started for you in terms of the art.
Boy, it all started from with inside me. Okay. So I was kind of like born with a talent, actually. Inherited from my grandpa, Norris Bain, okay, and passed on to me. So it's not really something that I was taught. It was just naturally, just natural to me.
In terms of while you were going to school, is it that, there's sometimes you always hear, and when you go to school, there are those kids, some sit down and do the schoolwork, and some every time you turn, you see they drafting something. Was it like that for you, where you sat down and you drew?
I've always been drawing. I didn't want to sound bad, but I never really study anything, other subjects, but art. So that's just basically it. I never had no passion for anything else but art. And before, people used to always try to convince me not to do it because there's no future. But then I just decided to make it my future, and that's just about it. This is where we are right now.
Okay, we're in a tattoo flat. But I want to speak a bit to the painting in terms of, you speak to certain artists and they would tell you that they have to go in a certain location and they have to sit down and meditate and think about different scenes. And so how do you go about doing it in terms of painting your pictures and bringing across your stories?
My stories come from within me. So all my paintings is like personal things in the past that happened, and I just wanted to let it out from inside. So it's more a more positive kind of energy I'm putting on the canvas, and that is what I'm trying to do to the tattoos as well. Trying to give people like a positive side of me and kind of make them happy and help them change their life or something like that.
I know that we have the Grenada Arts Council, and they always have displays of different works. Have you ever had the opportunity to put up your paintings in any of the art exhibitions?
To be honest with you, yeah. When I was in college, I had like little exhibitions and so, but I'm sort of like a selfish artist, like, you get me? Okay. Because my work is so personal, I like to keep it really to myself. The only thing I could put out there is like the tattoos, but my paintings, I try to keep it to myself because it comes from deep within, and it's kind of hard for me to just sell or give away my soul like that.
Okay, so then you're supposed to have a wide collection.
A lot. Both here and in London.
So let's move now to the whole issue of the tattoo. When did you make that transition, or when did you decide that, okay, as you said before, the art is more personal and you really wanted to give out and show off the talent of Craig? So at what point in time did you decide to move over into the tattoo business?
That was about 7 years ago, and I didn't know how it happened, but it just I had interest in doing tattooing, but I guess it just happened. I can't really explain how it happened, but it's still art, but just a different form.
So did you actually go to school for it, or that one came naturally?
Well, it came naturally at first, yeah, and then afterwards I went to London, and then I started learning more about it. Yeah, so I actually went and did a course, and I was certified to do it. So that's what happened.
I want to go in a bit deeper into this whole tattoo business now, because right here in Grenada you have a number of tattoo artists. I see all different sort of designs, and some that looks really nice and some that are questionable, and so just guide us through the process in terms of the whole tattoo business. How does it work from the picture to actually preparing the body and putting it on?
Wow, first of all, the person has to come with an idea. And they have to have a good meaning why, a reason why you really want to get it done for me to start anything. Okay. So I don't like doing tattoos when people come and they don't know what they want, they just want a tattoo because their friend have a tattoo. I don't really like that, but when they come with a meaningful reason why they want it done, then I start drawing, make a stencil. Then while I'm doing that, Donna set up the machines.
Is it a process that you come today and I come and I say, okay, Craig, I need a rose. I need a rose on my left arm, and so you stencil, you draw it one time, so everything is not a matter of come today and you do the rose and then you come back the next day.
Well, it can be that because some people come with like big tattoos, and depending on how my bookings it for the day, I won't be able to do it for them. So or I do I book an appointment for them. They bring their references, and then I sketch up beforehand, and then they come and get it done at the set date.
So, how long is the process? Tell me about taking through the whole process of tattoos in terms of cleaning the area and the whole steps. What needs to be done to get it done right?
The process is very long. Depends on the tattoo you're doing. It could take hours or it could take like minutes. If you're doing like more detailed drawings, like if you're like you want to do a rose or something, it could take you at least an hour to an hour and a half to get it done completely. If you're doing something small like a name or something like that, it just take about half an hour or so. So it all depends on the design you want to get done. So it's a long process.
Okay. And tattoos, well, the machine, it all has to do with the pins, and I guess me get exposure to blood and so. So what's the procedure in terms of protecting yourself and ensuring that what your equipment that you use and so is, what you say, well sterilized and the needles are proper and everything just works well?
Yeah, well, first of all, and every time I enter this area and I need to touch anything, you need to wear gloves. And you need an ultrasonic cleaner to clean the tubes after you use them. And from the ultrasonic cleaner, you put them in pouches and you place them in the sterilizer. Sterilizing process might take about 2 hours or so to be completed. So it's a long process. Each client, after you do a tattoo, you have to sterilize all the tubes, throw away all the needles, throw away all the inks, everything you use on that person, and you start fresh on another one.
In terms of the ink,
yeah,
what is it made from?
It's like a pigment. It's not really ink. They only call it ink, but it's a pigment, a specially made pigment for the purpose of tattooing. So it's not like pen ink, or it can't really poison you.
Okay, because there is a saying that once you get the tattoo, if you're going to be a blood donor, you'd have to wait a certain period of time before.
Yeah, I heard of that. I think that a certain period is like 6 months or so. It's not anything to do with that. It's just they're just thinking conscious. I don't think there's anything to do with poisoning or anything like that, because the ink, the pigment is actually made for that purpose. It's tested and made for that. So it's not.
So how costly is it to get the pigments and the full works and so?
It's very costly. The thing with that, now you can't really buy like 1 needle or 2 needles or 1 bottle of ink. You have to buy like in bulk. So I could say this shop right here is worth at least 10,000. Because the sterilizer is about 900 US. The ultrasonic cleaner is about 100. pounds or so. All the boxes come up to, when you buy them in bulk, it come up to about 500 pounds, and the jewelry, the ink, everything is expensive. The guns, all the power supply, everything is expensive.
Okay, you were mentioning earlier about when you're using the machine, where you need to know exactly the voltage and stuff. Speak to us a bit about that in terms of when the artist is doing the tattoo, to ensure that you don't go too deep. Or
every artist is different. When I'm using the power supply, I run my machine like on 10 volts when I'm doing lining, and I try to put it down a little lower when I'm doing the shading. If you run it too high, you could cause a lot of trauma to the skin, and then how the tattoo is going to look, it's not going to look flat. When it's finished, it's going to look raised over. So you just have to know how to use it. I think the most painful part is like the lining stage. This is the first stage. The outline of the tattoo. The shading is more or less like a massage. It's not really that painful. Most people like the pains. Most people say it's a sweet pain. I like the pain. So.
That's why you have so much.
I ain't have enough.
So you went to school for a bit in Grenada, in London. I know you work for a shop in London. Tell us about the Grenada-London transition in terms of being the tattoo artist over there, and then you have to look at the Facebook and with them you see book this special on the tattoo flat and that special on the tattoo flat.
Boy, I went to several universities. I went to Central St. Martin's, and I did like short courses. And I went to Camberwell School of Art, College of Art, and I did like a foundation course with art and designs. It's nothing to do with tattoos, it's just my passion for art. I just want to carry it on. Yeah, and I got a merit in Camberwell, and I got a certificate for sculpturing and fine arts and art and design in Central Martins. So. And then from that now, I went and did my tattooing course. That was out of London. That was in England somewhere. I can't even remember. But yeah, so that was just about it. And I carried it from there, went to the shop, and I took it from there.
And you were just accepted straight inside?
Well, they heard about my work in London because I've been doing work for some of my friends, and I've been doing work in London for about 3 years tattooing. So they heard, one of the shop owners heard about my work, they see my work around, and then they just called me one day and asked me to come down to the shop. And I came and I showed them my portfolio, and they liked it, and that was just it. We took it from there.
That was the kickoff.
Yeah.
Well, for most people who will be viewing all the different designs that you have plastered on the walls, tell us about that. Tell us about the process of getting those prints.
Those prints?
Yeah, all the different designs that behind me on the other side, and so that one can come in the shop and choose.
Well, I prefer when people come into the shop with their own ideas. I don't ask them to choose something out of the wall. That's just to help in the process of designing. Yeah, but I prefer when they come with their own personal reason why they want a tattoo done. And that's my purpose right here. I ain't really want to give people tattoos because of the purpose of getting a tattoo. They have to have some strong reason behind getting it. So.
I noticed from some of your pics as well that you do those coming down to the side of the neck.
Yeah.
How careful do you have to be when you're doing those sorts of tattoos?
You have to be very careful because the neck is like a thin layer of skin, not much muscle, so you have to be very gentle. Lower your voltage a bit on the power supply and be very careful with the neck. Yeah, you could swell like very big on the neck because of the thinness of the skin. I have a tattoo on my neck as well.
Okay.
And it's very painful.
Someone did that one for you?
Yeah.
And next thing is, people have different sort of a skin texture. Some people are very sensitive, some are not. So is it a process where you would ask them that too when they come to ensure that the skin could take the shading and the different process that goes with the tattoo?
Well, some people are light skinned, some people are dark skinned. That is the only reason. That is the only question you should be asking.
Okay.
And when people come with dark skin and they want to get like detail work, it wouldn't show up as much as when a lighter person comes and get a tattoo done. So I ain't trying to discriminate, and I just try to refuse, not really try to refuse, I try to convince them to get something that could really show up on their skin. So that is...
So the darker people now would have to get more of the, what do you see?
More tribal designs, like more darker designs, rather than portraits or more detailed work.
And for those who come with the mummy's face and the children face and...
Yeah, I prefer doing that on the lighter skin tone because it's like a waste of my talent doing it on the darker skin tone. Because I'm giving you like 3 hours to create artwork, and at the end of the day, I can't really see what's there. So it's like wasting. It's nothing to do with the money. It's like wasting my time doing it for you. So I prefer working on the lighter skin tone in terms of portraits and more detailed drawings than on the darker skin tone.
Now that you're not really based here on island, what is the demand like for Craig when he's in Grenada to get the tattoos done?
It's crazy. Like before I come, it's like I've been booked up for about 3 weeks now, no rest. So I didn't really get time to really go to the beach and have fun or meet my family. I saw my grandmother after 2 weeks, and she was like, "I have to come and get a tattoo to see you." So it's kind of mad. I didn't even get time to meet my family or anything like that because it's so time consuming.
Okay, and in terms of Donald, tell us about getting Donald up to speed so that when you're in London, the tattoo flat remains open.
Donald is a very good artist, and I met Donald through a friend of mine, and he was like interested in doing the art, and I just kind of like his energy, so I kind of say, yeah, let me just give him a go. And he's very committed, yeah. He's a hard worker, and I don't really have to tell him anything much. He knows exactly what to do. So the work is kind of easy for me. It's just more relaxing because of him. It makes the process much easier. When I'm doing stencils, he's already setting up. I don't even have to tell him to set anything up. So he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's gonna be a good artist in the future. So look out for him.
Okay. So for like those who you start, for instance, like you may start a Lily. I saw it a couple of my friends back and so, and then you would go back. Is this a process where Donald would be in a position to, what do I say, color it, or that person will have to wait on your next return?
Nah, he can do everything. He can do the shading, he can do the colors, he can do everything, and I have confidence in him to represent me when I'm not there. So, because I've seen his work, I've seen his drawing, I've been training him for about 3 years. We've been drawing together, sketching together, so I know about his art, he know about my art, so we know each other. So I could trust him to leave him here anytime.
Well, the tattoo business in Grenada now is big business. Most of places you pass, you see a little tattoo shop and so. So as one of the more experienced tattoo artists, what is it you would like to see? Because there are certain myths about having a tattoo and not having a tattoo, and the fact that not maybe any and everybody should be using a machine to put on a tattoo. So what sort of advice can you give in terms of, for instance, if I would like to go and get a tattoo, what should I look for? What should I be thinking in terms of before I approach the person to?
Alright, to be honest with you, when people come about getting a tattoo, I prefer they come about with a strong reason why they want to get it done. I'm not into people coming and just getting it because of the tattoo's sake. Yeah? So when you come about getting a tattoo, think carefully about why you really want that tattoo. Yeah? How is it going to affect your life? Because a lot of people look at tattoos as a kind of more negative kind of image. But I prefer you think carefully before you get it done. And that's like a good advice I give you, because it's going to be on your skin for life.
Because I was just about to ask you if there is a process where it can be removed.
Yeah, it can be removed through laser treatment, but it's like damaging the skin all over again, so it's like pointless, waste of money. So best you think carefully before you go get a tattoo.
Okay. And do you also give advice to your clients, because some of them I see the whole chest, then they jump to the hand, then they jump to the back. Is it a process in coloring the body or anyway?
I try my utmost best to give good advice in terms of tattooing, because a lot of young people today they want to get tattooed on their face because of what they've seen on TV. I try to convince them not to, and then sometimes I refuse most of those work, because I don't want people walking around saying Craig did this on my face, and I don't like them kind of negative energy. This tattoo shop is positive energy 100%. You get me?
So are you in a position to, or will you interfere with another man's work in terms of if someone is to come to you and wants a tattoo fixed? Because I've heard persons say that they would look out for when Craig come to fix tattoo. Do you do that? No,
I don't touch other people's work, because if I were to go touch someone else's work, they walk around and they might say Craig did this, and it's not 100% off me. So I try to give people new tattoos, yeah, 100% off me. So if you were to come to say I need you to fix this, you just need to change your mind, because I won't.
Okay, it's not yours. You don't interfere, yeah. But you can also
because I respect other people's work, and I don't want to be covering up other people's work, and it's like covering up their soul and their energy. So you made a decision to get it done by him. If you want it to be fixed, you need to go back to that same artist and get it fixed.
Okay. So overall, how do you feel as the young artist out of Grenada to come back home and you have persons who want to come and get their tattoo? What is the overall feeling like, knowing that you started from one stage and you're slowly moving up the ladder to achieving the goal that you've set?
To be honest with you, it's a good feeling, you know, because I never thought it was gonna get me that far. Because the type of the family I grew up with, I never thought like I would make it that far in the tattoo industry, but it worked out for the best. So
the support is there.
The support is there, so I'm happy, thanks to God.
Okay, so would you be like, in maybe the next few years to come on and see, would you be like a real tattoo? Because most of the movies that you would watch, or when you go walk down New York and stuff, and all the guys that doing the tattoo, it's like Cartel City, like a coloring book. But next time maybe I'll see all over hands, or you think you have enough?
Well, I do my tattoos based on my life experience, so I can't say I have enough. Depends on what I go through at a certain point in my life. I get a tattoo done to make me feel better or to comfort me or so. So this whole left side, I'm dedicating this whole left side of my arm to my life. So there's loads of tattoo to come. I ain't get a chance to do it as yet. But
you sure that left arm have enough space to hold the loads?
Yeah man, you have enough space still. I want to do the whole left side, so this is like
the journey then?
The bad side and the good side.
So all the trials reflect over there.
And this is the good Craig.
Speaking now with Donald Thomas, so earlier on in the interview we heard from Craig, and Donald is a young tattoo apprentice following the footsteps of Craig. Why did you decide to fall on this line of career, to paint up people's bodies?
Well, it's something that I love. And growing up I used to always look at the television and, you know, always looking at the work that other artists done and things. And I was very interested in it, and you know, I always really wanted to do it. It's something I really feel for. Yeah,
So how satisfied are you with the stage you're at now in terms of someone coming into the tattoo flat and Donald will prepare them and put on a tattoo, and when they walk the street, hey, tattoo looks good. They say, Donald, do that. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel very proud.
In terms of designs, like Craig, do you do your own little drawings and have them like say, well, one of these days I like to do this tattoo or like to do explore?
Yeah. In my spare times, you know, do little sketching and stuff. Just as when somebody come in with an idea, you know, you sketch it and then you put it on for them.
So how time consuming is it for you? Because you know, for some people, as Craig said, it may take, based on the tattoo, it may take an hour, 2 hours, half hour.
Yeah, well, according to what they want and the details in it, yeah.
Any regrets thus far?
No.
I realize you have a couple on your hand. Your work, Craig work, whose work?
Well, other artists, Craig as well, and me as well.
So which of the paintings you painted for yourself?
Well, those.
The musical notes?
Yeah.
So you're a musician too?
Well, I love music. I love music a lot. You help me to, you know, meditate.
I will take a picture of it after. Spider web, that's it?
Yeah.
Skeleton head?
No, it's like a spider.
Oh, so what's the significance? Well, Craig says all the tattoos are supposed to have a meaning and you're supposed to know why you want to put such a tattoo. So what's up with the web and the spider?
A lot of meaning to it, you know.
Yeah,
a lot of meaning.
Okay, so that side is your good side or your bad side?
Well, it's like, you know, a good side of me, you know, a lot of meaning. All them tattoos is like a lot of meaning, you know, because as you can see here, it's a mic.
So just tell us finally, where would you like to see Donald in the not too distant future as it pertains to this particular field?
I like to see myself making it big, just as Craig. Yeah, going out there and, you know, making people feel happy by doing something for them. You know, they could walk around and say, well, yes, Donald did that for me, and, you know, it's all good. It's like a part of me into them and part of them into me, you know.
First of all, we clean the skin first. Using this is like the green soap used for cleaning all germs, and it's like a medical soap used especially for cleaning skin in terms of tattooing and shit.
It smells like cucumber. Kind of pop.
And what we do, we use a speed stick, or you can use Dettol, but I prefer using this.
Why?
Let's put the stencil on. Yeah. From that now, this is the stencil. There's the stencil on. Right there.
So you don't put it on, and once you put it on, it has to be the perfect piece,
Yeah.
perfect place.
Yeah.
And how long is supposed to keep it on with one?
I just prints out. Like that.
It's bomb run.
Yeah. What we do now, we use Vaseline to kind of keep the ink together from spreading apart so you could actually see the stencil.
Okay.
So that's what we use the Vaseline for. Like, do this.
So this is a special ink.
This is carbon.
Okay.
And the procedure is machine. You dip it in the ink right there. Outlining ink. And me start. Right around.
So this one would have taken you about how long?
This one would have taken me about an hour and a half. Or an hour and 40 minutes. Because of the colors and all that, it's gonna take long. So first of all, I outline it. Then secondly, I shade it. Then I add the colors. It looks easy, but it's a long process. So it could take like an hour and a half to be completed.
All in
I have to put all the details in the wings and the rose and the leaves. Plus I have to come back and color all that details. So that's like an hour and a half job.
So you figure you can put on a little muscle. One like that will look hot up there.
Yeah, you look hot up right now. You really need it. You're scared to start? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So that's just about it. That's how they get tattoos done by CBJ. And the tattoo flat Grenada.
The future, where do you see Craig in terms of being an artist in the future?
But I looking like in the next 5 years, I looking to be a more relaxed artist. So I'm thinking to like maybe teach tattooing or something like that, or art.
At home or?
Yeah. So I might, in the future, I might open a tattoo academy somewhere in Grenada, just to make sure everyone is doing it properly.